Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to yet another Ringside Roundup here on the channel, man. For today's Ringside Roundup, our topic today is going to be the February 13th, 2026 episode of SmackDown. So as always, we are going to break down the show, give my thoughts on the show, let you guys know everything that you guys need to know, everything important. All that is going to be broken down in this video, and down in the comments below is where you guys can leave me your thoughts on the show, whether that's leaving your thoughts on the show, debating my thoughts and how I felt on the show, or leaving your thoughts on anything you want to talk about the world of professional wrestling. All that can be done down in the comments below, and as always, man, do not click off this video before you do leave your thoughts on the show, or just anything, like I said, you want to talk about the world of professional wrestling. At least drop one comment before you click off the video. That is going to be pretty much your guys' challenge, man. So be sure, if you watch this, be sure to drop at least one comment down below. It does help with the channel a ton, and who does not love to have a good old discussion about wrestling? Let's be honest. So make sure you do that, and as always, before anywhere into any video, be sure to help your boy out by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications, see numbers and upload, go follow the socials. You can find the links to those in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Do all that helps me a ton, and I'll get you guys started into today's Ringside Roundup. Alright, so we would kick things off with Tiffany Stratton, man. So she would come out, ask the crowd, what time is it? Obviously, it is freaking Tiffy time. When Tiffany Stratton's in that ring, it is always Tiffy time. And she cuts straight to the chase. We start off, and she talks about what, the next big thing for her, which is obviously Elimination Chamber. She says that 5 other women, they walk in there and they hope to win, but the difference between me and them is that I walk in there expecting to win. And then that's really all she would be able to say. Before then, we would see Nia Jax and Lash Legend come out, and pretty much they would pretty much just tell Tiffany that, you're not going to win this, Tiffy. I don't know what, pretty much in what world do you think you are going to win that Elimination Chamber? Tiffany Stratton would question Nia Jax, asking her, why are you so obsessed with me? Which is a very valid question, considering that pretty much the good portion that Tiffany Stratton has actually been on the main roster, and even throughout Tiffany's title run, a good portion of that was Nia Jax. That's actually a valid question. Nia, why are you so obsessed with Tiffany Stratton? I kind of wondering the same thing. But then from there, pretty much Lash would tell Tiffany that, you're not going to win the Elimination Chamber, because after we get done beating Rhea Ripley and Io Sky tonight for those tag team titles, my girl Nia Jax gonna win that qualifying match, walk right into that chamber, beat your ass, get you with that 1, 2, 3, hold your ass down, and she's walking out the champ. And I mean, she's walking out going on to WrestleMania. So and then from there, that's pretty much all they would say. And then from there, we would see Rhea Ripley and Io Sky come out. Tiffany Stratton at that point would leave the ring. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky pretty much just say that, none of y'all are winning, because I know with the power between me and my tag team partner Io Sky, we are going to wait till it's just us two left, and we are going to fight it out till one of us obviously, is held down for the 1, 2, 3. Pretty much we are going to use our strong teamwork, our dynamic, in-ring abilities to take all of you out and leave it down to just us two. So that way, whichever one of us wins, we're pretty much still coming out on top. So, and that was pretty much it. And then we would jump into, and now we're proceeding onward to the women's tag team title match between Lash Legend and Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, which we will talk about in the next clip, of course. But yeah, I mean, really not really anything too crazy of an opener. I feel like what this is really doing is just building for the women's Elimination Chamber. But at the end of the day, it's kind of does leave that question still, where it's like, well, a good portion of this segment was Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton pretty much going back and forth at it, talking about Elimination Chamber. Again, we've seen these two feud for a while now. It really gets boring. So at the same time, I really can't be super hyped, because we've seen these two go back and forth at it, a good amount of times already in the WWE. So it's like, what is there to really be excited for as far as those two go? But at least between them, so I feel like this was kind of just a whatever opener to me. I didn't really think this opener was particularly that great. It could have been a lot better for sure. I feel like, just really nothing really too crazy, nothing really of value, I would say, I guess, because like I said, this is really trying to just hype you up more for Women's Elimination Chamber. But I mean, what can you be hyped for when we've seen Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax go at it, many times, like I said, by now. So I don't know. I particularly did not think this opener was any good. I think it's just, whatever. Nothing I really cared for. So yeah, that's really my final thoughts here. All right, and as mentioned, our first match of the night would be Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Lash Legend and Nia Jax. And obviously Rhea Ripley and Io Sky walking in here as champions and defending in this match, defending obviously the women's tag team championships. And this was a really weird match, man. We're gonna cut straight to the chase. There gets to a point in this match where like pretty much I believe I think it was Io Sky, or no, it was Rhea Ripley who went to the outside, I believe, to attack Lash Legend. Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe it was Io and Lash. One of the two. It doesn't really matter. But pretty much like two of the women were outside of the ring. Maybe all four. Like I said, I kind of forgot. But the point is, the referee just calls off the match. He said, and then the commentators, the commentators pretty much just say, well, it's too much. It's too much chaos. The referee had to even call this match, but it was like really random. Like they literally, like 2 seconds after the women got outside of the ring, the match was called. The ref rung the bell. I really don't know what that is all about, man. I still don't know. I don't know if they're trying to build for something, and if they are trying to build for something, what even is it? Because it was really random, man. I mean, in the post match, these women would still continue to fight. In fact, there would actually be a really cool spot after the bell had rung, where I believe it was Io Sky and Nia Jax, where there was a table set up on the outside, and Nia Jax was standing on the apron, and Io Sky would come from inside of the ring, come through the middle rope, and like pretty much deliver like a diving cross body to Nia Jax through the table, which is a really awesome move. Definitely had some harsh impact for sure. And then also after the bell had rung, we would see Rhea Ripley and Lash Legend. They would go through the barricade together, so even the barricade would be broken. But I still don't understand why the bell would be rung, because if there really was too much chaos, there really wasn't. Because when the ref rung the bell, the women had literally just got outside the ring, and then he called it off. Man, that's literally what it looked like to me. Maybe I missed something, maybe I didn't. I really don't know. But one thing for sure, I still don't know why. I still don't know why the bell was rung to begin with. If you ask me. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me understand that. I really don't know. Are they trying to build for something? If so, what even is it? I really don't know why the bell would be rung here. I still don't know, man. I'm really still at a loss for words. So I really don't know how to feel about this match. I mean, the post-match stuff was good, I guess, but I really don't know how to feel about this match as a whole, just because of the ringing of the bell. I really don't understand why that happened. So, like I said, my final thoughts here I really can't come to a conclusion on how to feel about this match. But if you guys know why, or you guys think you have an idea of why the bell was rung, I don't know. Let me know. But I still kind of just don't know, man. I'm still kind of pondering. All right, and moving on, we would see our men's United States champion Carmelo Hayes come out, and he would come out and pretty much would talk about a little bit about how, pretty much evaluating on his run as United States champion, pretty much just saying he did exactly what he said he would do. He would be a fighting champion just like all the other U.S. title holders were before him. So pretty much just saying that he promised that he would carry on the legacy just like he did. But then he says, well, now it's starting to get close to WrestleMania, so now I got to start looking forward to that. So then that's when he says that next week he will be in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber to try to advance to that. But then now he jumps back to the present and says, but before that, we got to get down to business. And he says that I owe one man a shot at this U.S. title, and that is Ilya Dragunov. So Ilya, get on down here and let's get to business, basically. So then Ilya Dragunov, he would come out, he would get in the ring, and then we thought the match was going to happen, but wait, because now we see Solo Sikoa and the MFTs come out. Solo pretty much says that Ilya, you think you deserve a shot. What have you gotten? Like 2 shots? You lost both of them. Get to the back of the line. It is my time now. Pretty much just telling Ilya that you've had too many shots before I have. It is my turn to get in there and get some of this action and take that U.S. title back to my family. And then Ilya would pretty much talk a little, or just pretty much say talk about Solo and his family, just saying, Solo, didn't your family leave you last week and during your qualifying match? Then Solo would say, don't ever talk about my family like that again. Pretty much just telling Ilya to shut up and don't talk about my family like that ever again. And then from there, then Ilya Dragunov would propose pretty much that, how about we get down to business? How about me and Carmelo Hayes, we take on pretty much your family. And then Carmelo Hayes says, I planned walking in here as walking in and walking out as one champion, but hey, Solo, I would be down to walk out as a double champion. So pretty much saying that, how about you put those titles on the line too? Solo would pretty much just mimic him and just say, hell no. And then from there, Solo would pretty much just say, Carmelo, careful what you ask for. And then Solo would snap his fingers, and then the family gets in the ring. Solo and the MFTs, they start brawling with Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes. And then we would see guys like we would see guys like Apollo Crews, then Matt Cardona. They would come out to obviously help more with Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov. They would be on their side attacking the MFTs, and then finally that's when we would see Shinsuke Nakamura come out. He would also get in on the mix. They would stand tall in the ring. The Shinsuke, Matt Cardona, Apollo Crews, and then Carmelo and Ilya, they would stand tall. MFTs would be outside of the ring. Then my God, what is his name? Oh yeah, Nick Aldis. He would come out. I don't know why I was blanking on his name. He would come out and say that, how about we postpone, Ilya and Carmelo for that title, and how about we get down to business and we have ourselves a 10-man tag match between, obviously on one side going to be Apollo Crews, Matt Cardona, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, and Shinsuke Nakamura versus obviously Solo and his family. And then now that is obviously made official, so that's what we're going to talk about next. So this sets up big things, man. I think this is going to set up big things for obviously the United States, the United States title going into WrestleMania. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the next few months, or over the next, like, I would say about a month and a half before WrestleMania. So probably could be pretty interesting for the U.S. title over the next month and a half, like I said. But at the end of the day, we will have to wait and see till as everything falls into place. But yeah, now we have a 10-man tag match for tonight. So now let's get right into that. All right, so as mentioned, we would jump into that big 10-man freaking tag match. Like I said, on one side it would be Solo and his family, and then on the other side it would be Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, Apollo Crews, Matt Cardona, and Shinsuke Nakamura. This match, total nonstop action, man. Literally, this was a great match. There was not one point in this match where I was bored whatsoever, and that's what I look for. That's one of the main things you do look for in a match. You don't want to be bored, and this was one of those matches for me where I was not bored, man. This match always had something going on. Okay, like for example, let's say, maybe Ilya Dragunov just took out Solo. He just took him out, but then we're already back in it, man. And now there's already two other people that were already back, that are already, doing something major again. It's like there was not one point where there was a major pause or big stop in this match. It just kept going. The wheels kept spinning, and that is exactly one of the major things you look for in a match, man. Overall, great freaking match. I absolutely love this match, but one thing I will question is the ending, and I say the ending because as far as who actually got pinned, not just because of whichever who won, it's just because of exactly who got pinned. So in the end, we would see a gnarly Samoan spike to Carmelo Hayes, who was diving off the top rope, and then obviously out of mid-air, Solo would deliver a Samoan spike to Carmelo Hayes, and then we would then see Ilya Dragunov. He would take out Solo, but inevitably Carmelo Hayes would end up getting pinned, and I think that is really a really weird choice for Carmelo to get pinned here. A really interesting choice, and just really strange, because Carmelo Hayes is the men's United States champion. So it's like, why are we having him get pinned? If you want to have his team lose, fine, but I just don't think maybe he should have got pinned. I think probably, honestly, I would have argued probably Shinsuke probably should have eaten this pin, but I guess Carmelo Hayes it did eat this pin here, which is really strange. So this is either, I don't see why he would get pinned unless maybe he's literally just about to lose the title, and maybe he's going to lose it next week or the week after or whatnot. But if that's not the case, then it's like, why have him get pinned here? I don't think that was the good choice or the proper choice at all. And even if he is about to lose it still, I don't think he should have gotten pinned here overall. There's just no reason for Carmelo to have gotten pinned here. I think that, Shinsuke probably should have been the guy to eat the pin here if that team was going to lose. But unfortunately, Carmelo would eat the pin. So I think that's really weird. I don't think that should have happened. But overall, I still think this match was great. Like I said, really freaking great moves and chemistry throughout this entire match, within all these superstars. And like I said, I was not bored at one point in this match, man. This match just kept going. It was action packed. That's what I love, man. So really nice, fast paced match. Really enjoy this. But in the end, Solo, Sikoa, and the MFTs would, like I said, pick up that victory in the end. And then in the post match, the MFTs would stand in the ring with the lantern and obviously their titles, with standing because they just got the victory. But then the lights would dim out, and then the Wyatt Six would also appear, and they would appear like up in the crowd. So kind of just the Wyatt Six letting their presence be known, saying that just letting them know that this is not over. MFTs and Solo, this is still ongoing. This is far from over. So just pretty much just letting their presence be known. So that's about it from them. But like I said, overall great match. Really enjoyed this. But the one question I do have is, why would Carmelo Hayes eat the pin here? I really don't know why. But let me know let me know what you guys think. Do you think Carmelo Hayes should have eaten the pin? Because I personally don't, like I said. But overall, great match in my opinion, man. All right, now we make our way to the women's women's Elimination Chamber triple threat qualifying match, which did take place between, on one side it'll be Alexa Bliss, and then we would also see Julia, and then we would also see Zelina Vega. Man, gotta be honest, I don't know how I honestly, I didn't really care too much for this match, man. I just think that, as far as, in-ring, wasn't as good as, maybe it could have been. It was okay, it wasn't anything terrible. It's just, like, not really anything that I really, cared for, I guess I would say. Like, definitely not the greatest match for sure. Definitely that 10-man tag match was way better than this for sure. I just think that I didn't really care too much for this match as far as in-ring goes. As far as the winner, kind of obvious. I mean, as you can expect, I kind of think everybody would expect Alexa Bliss to win, which, she did. And also I really didn't like the ending either. Like, the ending was literally, it was pretty just lame, man. It was really lame. I mean, it was literally Zelina Vega. She runs off the ropes, pretty much just jogs into Alexa Bliss, who catches her with the Sister Abigail DDT, which also could have connected better. The Sister Abigail DDT didn't connect as well as it could have, but it is what it is, but then Alexa would pick up the win, 1, 2, 3. So I think in ring really wasn't too crazy. Like I said, even the ending wasn't that good either. It was just whatever, it's kind of just nothing I personally cared for. Definitely could have been better in my opinion. Maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think about as far as in ring in this match. But like I said, I think that it was just all right. Really wasn't anything crazy. As far as the winner though, I think Alexa winning this is cool. I mean, like I said, kind of obvious, but I think it's still cool that she did win. So that that's cool. She does advance to the Elimination Chamber, of course. So that's awesome. But yeah, I mean that's really my final thoughts there, man. As far as in ring, really didn't care too much, but still a cool winner as in Alexa Bliss though. Right now we would make our way over on to Trick Williams. So he would make his way out to the ring and he would get straight to the chase. He would start directly start talking about Sami Zayn, saying, telling Sami that, Dallas, these people here in Dallas don't want to hear your sob story. They don't want to hear you mope around. They don't want to hear you come out every week with your uncombed hair, all the shit that you basically talk and smelling like 10 cans of Bounce That Ass, man. So just shitting on Sami Zayn completely. Pretty funny, not gonna lie. Seriously, realistically, Sami Zayn's hair can get pretty shaggy. I'm just saying, not hating on Sami's hair because, I'm not really here to hate on his hair. I like Sami Zayn. But, pretty funny stuff from Trick Williams is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So that was really cool. That was really funny from Trick Williams. Then he talks about that, Sami, you come out here, or you come here in Dallas and you complain about not getting a shot. You say that, or you complain about not having an opportunity, complain about not winning. Well, Sami, you have an opportunity later tonight with two of the top dogs, Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu, and if you come out here moping, they're gonna eat your ass alive. But then pretty much then from there he moves on to his opponent tonight, which we will talk about that match next. Rey Fenix, he talks literally like one line about him, and then that's when finally Rey Fenix would come out. So now we will jump into that match in a few moments here in the next clip, of course. But as far as this little short promo here, definitely some funny stuff that Trick said to Sami. It was pretty funny to me. Short promo, but still pretty funny in some ways, like I said. And yeah, that's really all you got to know from Trick Williams' promo. But now let's jump into that match. All right, so as mentioned, we would jump into Rey Fenix versus Trick Williams, and what was a great match, man. Really enjoyed this match between these two. Really good high flying stuff from Rey Fenix, and just overall great luchador type action from Rey Fenix. And then obviously Trick Williams, obviously did also really good as well. But everything combined from both of these men really amounted to a really good match, man. Really enjoyed this one. But even though with all the high flying from Rey Fenix, that would not be enough, because Trick Williams would be able to hit, I believe it was the trick shot, I believe is what he hit, or whatever his move is called. And then obviously 1, 2, 3 matches over, so Trick Williams would win this one. I kind of already figured that, though. I really didn't see Rey Fenix winning this one, which obviously he didn't. I kind of did expect Trick Williams to win, but at the same time I wasn't 100% sure, but I feel like the odds are more either way in Trick Williams' favor to win, which obviously, like I said, he did win. But still, just because he won, man, doesn't take away anything from Rey Fenix, man. I think Rey Fenix still did really good in this match, but overall, really solid match, man. Really great chemistry between these two. So overall, solid wrestling match, man. Can't really get too much better, man. Really enjoyed this one. At the end of the day, Trick Williams Williams still comes out on top. All right, now we would jump into Jade Cargill defending her WWE Women's Championship against Jordynne Grace. And before the match would start, we would see Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dominic Mysterio come out, and pretty much they would just sit ringside, and Dominic would say that he has a little surprise for Liv. He said that he would get Liv, or for, since it's Valentine's Day, he would get Liv front row, so he would tell the guys to, start moving what he got Liv. So pretty much what he got Liv was just pretty much like a little Valentine's Day little setup with chicken nuggets and a little heart box, which I'm assuming would have chocolates in it plus flowers. So they would pretty much sit ringside, watch this match, and then Raquel would pretty much be standing next to them as well. But then the match would get underway, the match would start, the bell would ring. I gotta be honest, man, the match wasn't bad. I don't think this match was bad, but compared to honestly what I thought we could get out of these two, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we need to give him another chance, to really put it all out there. But I don't know, man. I was really hoping and expecting a lot more out of Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace, man. It wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad whatsoever, but considering these are both great powerhouses, and two powerhouses, and obviously Jordynne and Jade, I was expecting a lot more, man. But hey, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't think this match was bad personally, but I just think that, I don't know, man. There was a lot that should have went into this match that didn't go into this match, man. There should have been a lot more. This match should have been a lot more. I think that powerhouse side of both of these women should have been portrayed a lot better in this match, and how they use it throughout the match, man, should have just been used a lot better, man. I just feel like there was just something missing in this match that we did not see, and that's just I don't know. It just was not what I expected, man. I was really hoping for a good back and forth when I just don't think we got just that. Like I said, I don't think it was bad. What I was expecting is what we for sure didn't get. And I think a lot of people were expecting roughly the same thing, man. I think a lot of people like me were expecting an overall great match, like a show stealer, but it really wasn't that, like I said. So my final thoughts here, match wasn't bad, but it could have definitely been better. And as far as our winner here, it would be Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill would defeat Jordynne Grace. Like I said, maybe we do need to give these women another chance, which I'm open to, but maybe, I think one more chance for these women, and if that really just doesn't land, man, then I just don't think that these two can really just hit it off together, because I really think that this match should have been a lot better than it actually was. But maybe that's just for booking wise. Maybe that is. Maybe that could very well be. And then we, like I said, we just need to give these women another shot. Maybe that's the case. We'll have to find out, man. But as far as this match, definitely could have been a lot better. Like I said, not saying it's bad, but there was a lot that didn't go into this match that definitely should have, in my opinion. But yeah, that's my thoughts, man. And like I said, Jade Cargill's still walking out your women's WWE champion. All right, man, and we have finally made it to our main event of the night, which would be the triple threat men's elimination chamber qualifying match. On one side it would be Cody Rhodes, on the other it would be Jacob Fatu, and on the other it would be Sami Zayn. This match really good, man. Really enjoyed this one, but of course, man, you already know, man, Drew McIntyre is 100% going to get involved here, which is exactly what happened. So we're going to just cut straight to the chase. So we get towards the end of the match, and Drew McIntyre would absolutely get involved. We would see a point Jacob Fatu has Sami Zayn in a cover. McIntyre comes through there, and he delivers the Claymore to Jacob Fatu. Later on, we would then see Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre be on the outside of the ring. The announcer's table is cleared off, but from Drew McIntyre hoists up Jacob Fatu, power bombs him right through the announcer's table. That takes out Jacob Fatu for the rest of the match, and then from there, we would then see Drew McIntyre. He would at some point deliver, I believe it was a Claymore kick to Cody Rhodes, and then he would realize that Sammy's down, the ref's on the outside. He's gonna put Sammy on top of Cody Rhodes, and then Drew McIntyre gets out of the ring. Referee comes back in the ring. 1, 2, and Cody Rhodes still would kick out. Drew McIntyre is pissed, man. Then he gets back in that ring, and then the ref would try to get Drew McIntyre out of there. But then Sami Zayn would be able to deliver a haluva kick to Drew McIntyre, taking him out, which would then allow Cody Rhodes to get the upper hand on Sami Zayn, deliver the crossroads. 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes goes on to Elimination Chamber, man. So Cody Rhodes does advance. He does win this triple threat qualifying match, Ben, but this match has just set up everything, man. We saw Drew McIntyre cost not only Jacob Fatu, but I mean, obviously, well, not only just Sami Zayn, but specifically he costed Jacob Fatu, man. So like I've been saying, man, this at WrestleMania, it is going to be a triple threat. Mark my words, man. At WrestleMania, it will be a triple threat. I feel like Cody Rhodes will win the Elimination Chamber. He will win it, and he will go on to WrestleMania. But throughout some point from now and after Elimination Chamber and on the road to WrestleMania, it's going to merge into a triple threat between McIntyre, Cody, and Jacob Fatu. It could possibly be Sami Zayn as well in there, maybe make it a fatal four-way, but I think it's for sure at least going to be a triple threat at Mania, man. Mark my words, it'll at least for sure be at Mania. Cody Rhodes, McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu, man. Mark my words, I guarantee it, man. That is going, which if that's the case, it's going to be, that would be amazing, man. That's something I would really love to see, and I hope that's what we do get, honestly, because like I said, from what it looks like now, that looks exactly like, to me, what we're going to get, man. So we'll have to wait and see. That's just my prediction, but I think it's a very good and strong prediction, solid prediction. So let me know what you guys think, man. But this main event, really awesome, man. Like I said, Cody Rhodes is going to advance to the Elimination Chamber. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, it is going to wrap up today's Ringside Roundup. As always, I hope you guys did enjoy it, and be sure to leave me your thoughts. As mentioned, go down in the comments below, leave me your thoughts on how you guys did feel about this episode of SmackDown, whether that's leaving your thoughts on the show, debating my thoughts on how I felt on the show, or leaving your thoughts about anything about the world of professional wrestling. All that can be done down in the comments below. It does help out the channel a ton. And like I said, who doesn't like to have a good talk about professional wrestling, man? Let's be quite honest. But as always, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications, so you never miss an upload. Go follow the socials. You can find links to those in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account, do all that husband a ton, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.